Hi guys, this is Dr. Vision. I'm just led in my spirit to drop this about relationships, and I'd like you to just pick something from it. Now, the first thing I want to say is that a relationship is a partnership. Now, before I go ahead, I would like to say this. One of the most important institutions in the world that was instituted by God Himself, that did not come by any human initiative, is marriage. Marriage is very sacred. It's a spiritual institution that the idea for that institution came by God Himself. Note in the Bible in Genesis, there was never a place where Adam knelt down to ask God for a woman. The Bible says every animal came, Adam named them. Adam named the birds of the air. And for Adam, there was found no helper. So God felt by himself. It was God that felt by himself that Adam needed somebody. Hence, the idea of relationship, the idea of marriage, the idea of giving birth to children and multiplying them in the world. What it then means is that when God gave the decree of be fruitful and multiply, subdue the earth, and God had the woman as a plan in his master plan already. So the idea of a man and a woman coming together to get married, to be in an institution, to be loyal to each other, to have children is the idea of God, not of man. Man is incapable of coming up with such idea. Now, if we all understand and accept the fact that you cannot operate a system without understanding the reason why the system was instituted. You cannot operate an institution, even a device, outside the reason why it was created. Marriage is God's initiative. So the only person that can help you live that marriage properly, that can tell you how to do it, is the person who instituted it. It is very simple. The world today is just messed up. It is very simple. For the man, there was found no helper. Simple. It means that two of them had to come together to fulfill God's mandate, because Adam in itself is not sufficient. Eve in herself, she's not sufficient. She's not independent. Adam has never been or was never an independent man. Eve, on the other hand, was not an independent woman. They had to come together. And when they came together, there was a part for each person to play. A relationship is not governed by one person. Let men understand this. I'm going to come to women too. You are the head of the house. Yes. You are the head. Yes. It doesn't mean you are the sole dictator of everything that happens in the family. It doesn't mean everything you do will go your way. It doesn't mean everybody in the house will be subject under your authority and have no opinion. No. You are a leader. You are the head. You are a protector and a provider. But your wife is your helper. Our ideas, our information, our desires matter in the relationship or marriage. There are things that you might not be able to do that are correct for your purpose in the marriage, that it is the woman that will bring light to it. Likewise, the woman. There is nothing such as I am an independent woman. There is nothing such as I am an independent woman. I'm whole. I know myself. All those things are just total nonsense that is going to destroy you and delay you. Many women are experiencing delay till today because of this claim of independent woman. You need to understand what independence means. You can be self-sufficient, like you have a job, you can provide for your daily needs, you can do some things, but you are not independent. Even the man is not independent. He needs a woman in his life. The woman is not independent. He needs a man in his life. We should be able to show our vulnerabilities. This is the reason why in so many marriages crumble and fail, because both parties are just standing as individuals. They are still ashamed of themselves. The Bible says Adam and Eve were naked and they were not ashamed. What does it mean? It means that they did not have any secrets within them. They were able to share their vulnerabilities. They were able to look at themselves in and out, and they were able to relate together without trying to stand on their own. This age and time, this generation, you have two single people coming into a union and remaining single, even in marriage. It doesn't work that way. You come into marriage, you hold all your ideas about life, all the way you think things should be done. The wife holds on to it, the husband holds on to his own, and then you keep fighting. Pure foolishness. And then you say you love each other, and then love is compromise. Some people are going to tell you that their marriage counselors, their motivational speakers say don't try to change him, don't try to change anybody. That is bullshit. Everybody is going to shed something. There is no relationship that will work in the world if the two parties decide to remain the way they were and not have any compromise. Don't let anybody advise you to reign in your life. The man coming to the marriage, there are some things that you do that are not correct. You are not always correct. There's some attitudes you have that are not palatable. They are not good. They are not always correct. You need to shed away those things and pick some new things from your wife. The woman, you cannot always be the way you were when you were a single woman. And that is why when you are in a marriage, a lot of things will change. It is an act of love to carry a man's child, and your body will change, and then you give birth to the child, you breastfeed the child, and then you are not the way you used to be, but you are still happy because it is an act of love. Love will give. There will be compromise. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. There was a compromise. God did not offend man. Man offended God. But God still came to save man. He compromised while we were still yet sinners. The marriage institution is so messed up in this age. A lot of people are so young, and at their young age, they are already divorcees. Many young people are jumping into marriage because they have the mindset that if it doesn't work, I'll get out. That is not the plan of God, sir. He plans for you to get into it and stay in it. Manage it. Grow in it. Let it be a blessing to you. Marriage is not a curse. Marriage is meant to be enjoyed, not to be endured. But you need to take your time and pick the right person. See, in the choice of a person you want to marry, you need to understand it deeply. That when you make a decision by yourself to marry a person, every consequence is meant to be borne by you. Nobody's to blame. So marriages should not scatter. See, don't build your marriage on some books written by some unbeliever that has gone to some school, some marriage counseling classes, and then he has written a book and you're living your life. Don't live your marriage based on social media influencers' advice. Don't live your life based on the advice of a person with a broken home. Go to God. The Bible is the instructional manual for marriage. Why don't you read it? There's never going to be a conflict that the women are being victimized, men are not being respected. There will not be a conflict if everybody knows their role and embraces their role. Every person has a part to play. Just play your part. It will work out. Stay in the marriage as long as the marriage is not involving physical assault, battering. You guys are having misunderstanding and you're saying my mental health is not, we're always arguing. And so what? You argue. You listen to each other. You listen to each other. Not every time your wife disagrees with you, you assume that she wants to argue or she's disrespecting you. No, she can disagree with you. It's not every time your husband is trying to communicate something or he disagrees with you that you take it as a fight. Your decisions or your idea about life must not be forced on everybody. Don't impose. Both parties should come in. The love in this is that I am willing to let go of this. My husband doesn't like this. I'm willing to let go of it. My wife does not like this. I'm willing to let go of it. I'm not coming there and two single people in an institution called marriage. It will never work. You separate. Marriage is an institution of God. The devil is attacking marriage seriously in the last days. Let us wake up. Stay in marriage. Find a man in God's will. Find a woman in God's will. Don't go outside to just be concerned about getting a person that is going to give you the satisfaction that doesn't give you any benefit. Get a person that is going to fit into the description of a good mother and a good wife. Find you a woman that does not have a problem being a woman. You to find you a man that doesn't have a problem being a man, that embraces his duties and responsibility and does it with joy. Find a person that is walking the same path that you're walking, and hopefully your marriage will be successful. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Dr. Vision.